to the doctor. He said, my wife and I haven't loved each other for years. He said, take these tablets, put one in her tea, go to bed tonight. He put 10 in. He put 83 in his own tea. And the wife jumped out of the middle of the bench and said, I want a man, I want a man. He jumped out of bed after and said, so do I!
No, I went to school with an Irish lad. This Irish lad, he was good at woodwork. 2 years woodwork. And he made a poker. This is just silly bugger. You've got an electric fire.
My little boy said, Dad, I came home from school, Dad, and they called me Mum, Dad. Sitting on the settee, Dad, with the milkman, Dad. There was kissing and cuddling, Dad, all afternoon, Dad. I said, don't tell me now, son. Tell me tonight when we're watching television and your mother's there. He said, I will, Dad. So we're sitting watching television. He said, I got something to the telly, Dad. I said, what is it, son? He said, I came home from school, Dad. And I caught my mum, Dad, sitting on the settee, Dad, with the milkman, Dad. There was kissing and cuddling, Dad, all afternoon, Dad. Just like you with me Auntie Margaret when my mum was in hospital.
Oh, seriously, though. This fellow went to the DHSS, and the clerk says, can I help you? He said, well, I put a claim in 11 weeks ago for this industrial deafness. And I've heard nothing yet.
One Irish fella said to his mate, he said, what would you do, Mick, if you broke your arm in 2 places? He said, I wouldn't go in them 2 places again.
I think right. What about the Irish one was on that programme Mastermind? And Maggedy Magazine says, who was born in a stable and had thousands of followers? He said, Red Rum. He said, in Greek mythology, who was half animal and half man? He said, Buffalo Bill. And what does ITN stand for? He said, ingrown toenail. Name 2 days of the week beginning with T. He said, today and tomorrow.
University challenge. It's Belfast versus Dublin. After 12 weeks, they're neck and neck. 0-0. Bambi Gascoigne asked the questions. Paddy Murphy, captain of Dublin University, reading gas meters. Here is your start of a 10. A question on Greek mythology. Who was half man and half goat? He said, Billy the Kid. He said, where would you find a 10-ton tortoise? He said, not very far from where you lost it. Who was the first woman on Earth? He says, give me a clue. He said, an apple. He said, Granny Smith. Can you name me a small frog who sings on television? He said, Charles Aznavour. How do you spell paint? He said, what colour? He said, it's got 5 letters. The clue is Old MacDonald had one. He said, farm. How are you spelling that? He says, E-I-E-I-O.
So the voice from heaven said to the Corinthians, you want the commandments? What are they? Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. Oh no, Corinthians love killing and stealing to the Romans. You want the commandments? What are they? Thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's wife. You're joking. Who are you down there? You with the glasses, what's your name? Moses. What tribe do you belong to? To the Jews. You want the commandments? How much are they? Nothing. Give us 10.
You got to look after yourself, you know, I'm telling you now. Kept up our street the other week, he had all his fingers severed off. Unsevered, unsevered. And they rushed him off to the hospital. The doctor said, "You silly chappie, if you'd have brought your fingers with you, we could sew them back on." He said, "Couldn't pick them up."
Fellow in a cake shop, he said, "How much is those 2 cakes?" Fellow behind the counter, he said, 50p. He said, "How much is one?" He said, 30p. He said, "Well, I'll have the other one."
Irish fellow walked in this shoe shop, bought himself a pair of tortoise shell shoes, took him 4 hours to walk out of the shop. Fella in prison, he said, "It's cold in this cell." The warden said, "I'll put you another bar on."
What about the little fella's crawling through the desert and he's going, "Water? I'm lost. Water? I'm lost. Water?" Next minute he heard, "Mush." There's this Eskimo coming over the sandals. 16 huskies and all his family go, "Mush." Fella went, "I'm lost." He went, "You're lost."
And the 2 old dears were lying in the geriatric ward, and she said to her mate, she said, "Oh, see, I'm sick of life. I'm sick of lying here. Week after week, nothing exciting happens. You know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to do a streak." She said, "You're not?" She said, "I am. So the men's ward 9:30 and they've had the cocoa." 9:30, she was stood by the bed like a crepe bandage. And she made a run for it. She made a run for it through the men's ward. And these 2 old fellas were lying in bed. The one went, "Harry, oh, I got to..." "Did you see that then?" He said, "I did. What was she wearing?" He said, "I don't know, but it didn't half need ironing."
Quasimodo went to Lourdes to get rid of his hump, and the priest said, "Strip off and you go under the waterfall and sing a hymn." Quasimodo says, "I know there is a hymn, I know there is a green hill far away." And he stripped off and went on the waterfall, and he forgot his hymn, because the water was that cold when it hit his hump. He sang the desert song and come out with 2 humps.
And the papers are great now, aren't they? Win £1 million in the Daily Mirror. 2 Irish or that, digging the motorway. And Pat said to me, "Have you seen the Daily Mirror?" I went, "Oh, yes." He said, "You can win £1 million." It's a lot of money, isn't it? He said, "What would you do if we won £1 million?" He went, "Oh, I can't begin to think." Next minute, this tractor went past with a load of hay on. He went, "That's the first thing to do. Send me grass away to get cut."
I'm walking down the road today, and a big fella walked towards me. Got a big tulip hanging out of his lapel right past his kneecap. He said, "Hello, you." I said, "Hello." He said, "If you can tell me what this is hanging out of my lapel right past my kneecap." He said, "You can kiss me." I said, "It's a cabbage." He said, "That's near enough." Have you ever been sitting in the house and somebody knocks on your door just when you're watching the television and the important part's coming up? And you hear bang, bang, bang on the door, you think, "Who's that now?" I open the front door, there's a fella there. I said, "What do you want?" He said, "Have you got a vacuum?" I said, "No, I haven't." I said, "But I got a little U-bank." At that, he tipped a big bag of soot over me front hall carpet. I said, "Hey, hey, hey!" I said, "What you doing?" He said, "Don't worry about the soot." He said, "I got a vacuum here, it's magic." I said, "It better be, we've had the electric cut off 2 weeks." She's 8 months pregnant. He's walked up to the 4-year-old lad.
Said, Mummy,
He said, what, son?
what's that?
She said, that's your new baby brother or sister.
So where did you get it?
She said, your daddy gave it me. He went,
Oh.
he ran out into the garden where his dad was. He said, Dad! I said, what, son? He said, you know that baby you gave Mummy? He said, yeah. He said, she's eating it.
This, this Irish fella won the pools, you know. And his mate says, was it now then, Paddy, a cruise? He said, it is not. He said, I'm going to spend a lot of money on these elocution lessons. He said, I'm sick of the English taking the mickey out of us. So he went over to Ireland and he come back, you know, he spends about £15,000 learning to speak proper. And he come back to Liverpool and he walked in his shop, he says, good morning, how the devil are you? And this scouser says, I'm all right, like, why? He said, I want the largest box of fondant creams you've got. He said, we don't sell them, Paddy. He said, Paddy, how do you know I'm Irish? He said, this is a butcher's.
You get it? This Protestant wanted to marry this Jewish girl, right? He said, well, you'll have... He said, what you'll have to do, he says, you'll have to go to church every Saturday, right, and see the rabbi. So I went to see the rabbi. The rabbi said, you want to be a Jew? Right. He said, kneel down in front, sprinkle water over him. He said, you're not a Protestant, you're a Jew. You're not a Protestant, sprinkle water on holy water. You're not a Protestant, you're a Jew, right? He says, now come here every Saturday and don't eat pork. So 3 weeks later, his wife comes home from work. She smells meat cooking. She goes into the back kitchen. There's her husband with a frying pan with a big pork chop in it. And he's sprinkling water and he's going, you're not a pork chop, you're a kipper. 2 Irish fellas playing snooker. They hadn't put a ball down for 2 hours. One said, should we cheat? The one said, nobody's looking. Take that wooden triangle off.